Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, Ditto.
Hi.
Hi there. How is everybody doing today? Welcome to episode 20 of Let's Get Wicked. I am your host, Joker Jonesy. I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Ditto, tonight. It is a wonderful evening. The sun is shining. I'm in my new place, so you can see my giant wall of Funkos behind me. Yeah, I told you folks I wasn't kidding. Granted, these are
Comments
all from
are
my
already
office.
rolling in.
Yeah, everyone's slowly rolling in. Ditto, how are you doing today?
I am doing all right.
Are you drinking coffee right now?
I'm not. I just have a large mug of water because it's too late for coffee right now.
That is true. I was gonna say for you it's like 7 o'clock. For me it's 8 o'clock. So
Yeah.
yes. Welcome everybody. I hope you're all doing well and all that fun stuff. I know the world is weird right now, but I appreciate you all joining us on this Saturday evening. Whether that you're actually watching live or you're just listening. I hope you're all enjoying it. Did anyone like the pre stream slideshow that I put together? That was pretty nifty.
I like the background music.
Oh yeah. No, I put a stream together, or not a stream, set of music tracks together. That yes, they're quite good. Especially that Oogie Boogie song. I heard it while I was making tea. Thank you. What is it? Hey, before we get super into it, everybody, how's the audio volumes? Do I sound okay? Am I too loud? Is Ditto too loud, soft? Let us know. I don't want to get too into it.
Yeah, we've got about 6 different points we can fix that if we need to.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have so many ways I can fix the audio right now. Nice thing too is that this is the first time the stream is running off of an Ethernet cable. So right now, I can actually see my speeds on the stream side, and it is running flawlessly.
Excellent.
When I say I'm a little low, I can turn myself up. Let me know if I'm too loud now. I intend to be a loud person. I'm quiet here. Hold on. We have someone from Australia. Hello there, Nugget.
Australia?
Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah, I know.
Excuse me? I mean, I guess it's like probably around like early afternoon for you, if I had to guess.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's like lunchtime, maybe. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, we got
Nice.
someone from Ireland. Oh wow.
Island? Wowza.
We've reached Ditto. We've reached new levels here.
That's yeah, I wasn't expecting that one.
What is it? You are not loud. Are you being sarcastic? Because I see the smiley face on that one. I'm a loud person. Worldwide status.
No, don't give them any ideas.
Oh my god. See, this is why I love having a chat when doing the live show, because everyone's just like saying their 2 cents.
ADM, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Ditto, can you believe we've been doing this dumb show for 20 episodes?
I legitimately cannot. It still feels like yesterday that we were on 10.
Yeah, seriously. No, I can't believe, what was it, 10 weeks ago? But yeah, basically 10 weeks ago, we did episode 10, and we're here. And it's insane. I can't believe, and we'll probably talk about it on today's show. I can't believe we made it this far. Like, seriously, all things considered, knowing everything.
Yeah, I legitimately thought we'd make, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6, and then the interest would just kind of die down. But
also, I want to point out, Laura the Board is in the chat. Hey, friend, thanks for joining us. I appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't even see him there.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Wow, favorite podcast to listen to in the car. Actually, question for all of you. Where do you listen to the podcast? Like, do you listen in your car? Do you actually watch, like, do you listen to YouTube? What do you usually listen to it on? I'm curious.
A little curious, because I know these kinds of podcasts a lot of people like to actually use to sleep to.
Oh, yeah, no. Some of the podcasts I listen to, I like, some of them I listen in the morning, some of them I listen to in the evening. I listen to a lot of stuff when I walk.
Yeah.
What's up, party people? Wow, we just got people coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, is it
The
lower the
shower on YouTube.
what is it?
That's
Hey,
funny.
lower the board. I got my copy of Ride the Rails. So at some point we got to talk about how we do that on Zoom because I looked up how to do it and it's actually pretty easy to do. So we got to talk about that. In the shower on YouTube. I just saw that.
That's great.
That's it.
My first time watching a live podcast. Joined Twitch for this. Well, welcome
Really?
to Twitch. I'm sure there's many other channels that are equally, if not more, interesting out there.
A higher quality and yeah. That's insane. It's just Ditto, I gotta ask you, you enjoy this as much as I do, right? Tell
Absolutely.
me. Yeah.
I get a kick out of this all the time.
Yeah. What makes it enjoyable for you? Because I haven't actually sat down and asked you about that. Tell it to the live audience.
That is a really weird question to try to answer.
Hey, you know what? Tonight's a weird night. We're gonna talk about Ursula. That I know that's on the docket for tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the thing that makes it so interesting for me is just seeing all of the different walks of life you can attract with something like this.
Oh yeah.
You and me both kind of have a background in programmers, but I know we've got artists, we've got book nerds, we've got video gamers, just kind of all getting together apparently across the globe in this one little server to talk about this rinky-dink little Disney game.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that blows my mind because do you remember on the original server when there was not even 100 of us, and I was shooting around with you guys about trying to do a podcast, and then we did our first episode, and it blew up. Like I did not realize, and like we at least on the original server, we got up to like 500 people, and then even when we moved, we basically kept almost everybody. Like at least like I have seen so much engagement and like so many people from so many places.
No joke. Like it's insane. Like it takes actually trying it to know exactly how big your outreach is going to be when you do something like this.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I'm honestly dumbfounded at the
yeah.
level of outreach here.
I can't believe it. I seriously can't. Because I mean, like, because to pull back the curtain a little bit, as Ditto would say. We originally, when we were doing the planning for the show, we were planning it out that it would be like, essentially every episode would be like covering a character. And then we would sprinkle in like little bits of like news updates on the game, like when we would do Marvel or Perfectly Wretched. But then the show took a turn where we just started finding really interesting topics to talk about, and we have not done a single one of those episodes. Unless you count the Ursula episode, but like even then, that wasn't like a strategy deep dive into the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we talked about so many different things, and I think it's honestly helped like broaden our like horizons a little bit on not just the game, everything.
Oh, without a doubt. There's so many different lenses you can look at this game through and find something different to talk about every time.
No, exactly. I mean, like we talked about Kingdom Hearts on a show. I haven't talked about Kingdom Hearts with anybody in ages, besides you. That's a joy. But
obligatory reference to Kingdom Hearts out of the way.
It's gonna be brought up 20 more times in the show. We're gonna talk about hearts and nobodies and okay. All right, everybody. I apologize. I'm going on a tangent. That's what this whole show is about today. The last palace in Persona 5 Royale, you would absolutely love because it is literally the world that never was. In terms of the design, the music, the boss fight stuff, oh my god, it's incredible. Like you would dig it just for the thing. It's the last world, but it's incredible. It is absolutely.
I was holding off picking up Persona 5 Royale because, generally speaking, remakes aren't really the top of my list.
No, I get it.
But hearing that description, I feel like I have to try it just for that last.
Have you played the original Persona 5?
I have played parts of it. I've not finished it.
You have not finished it. So, for those of you, because this is where I'm going to go give my sweet little plug. I'm not sponsored by Atlas whatsoever, or Sega, whatever you want to call it. Persona 5 is one of the best video games ever made. Hands down is one of the, like, I don't like JRPGs. This game, like, it, like, grabbed me in a way that I never thought I could. be granted by a JRPG, and it has taken over my life to the point of I don't know. I have Persona 5 Funko Pops on this wall. I'm trying to see if there's like one in the shot. I don't know if anyone can see it. I think they're all out of view.
That wouldn't be surprising.
Damn it. Really? But anyway, if you don't want to get Royale, the original version of Persona 5 is $20. So if you don't want to even pay the full $60 for the Royale version, the original version is still fantastic. There's actually one thing I will complain about Royale. I did not like some of the remixes of two of the boss fights to the point it was kind of like aggravating. But other than that,
That's where music in video games is a really heavy sticking point for me. Like,
oh yeah, the music in that game.
Didn't like some of the way they remixed some of the music for Kingdom Hearts 3 either, just because it starts losing kind of the feel.
I'll tell you one thing though, when they did the HD remixes for like PS3 and PS4, the new orchestrated versions of all the songs are amazing. Like, they're really good.
I could believe it.
Yeah, no. Like, I remember because I actually have the original. So, like, I have the original Kingdom Hearts 2 soundtrack from, like, the PS2. And then I listened to the Kingdom Hearts 2 or reorchestrated for, like, the remakes. And, oh, my God, it's incredible. Like...
it's very different. Because, and this is, like I said before, peeling back the curtain a little bit.
Go for it.
The original Kingdom Hearts had basically a MIDI soundtrack.
Right.
Where it was completely computer generated.
Right.
And it still sounded cool.
No, it still sounded great.
You get to the remake, and she's rewritten and reorchestrated all of this, and it's actually played by a live orchestra for the remake this time, and it's a whole nother echelon.
No, it's
amazing.
It was a little jarring for me at first because there's something about the original version of He's a Pirate from Kingdom Hearts 2 where it's not the orchestrated version where it's all synthesized, and then you listen to the orchestrated version, and you're just like. It's not like it's bad, but it's like I actually kind of like the synthesized version a little bit more.
Yeah, it's because the synthesized one's a lot heavier.
Oh yeah, I think that's what it is too. It helps with the atmosphere.
It brings that flavor of the song out a lot more.
Yeah, no.
I
could do a whole podcast on Persona 5. You could do Kingdom Hearts. I could do it all on Persona. So it's not just Persona 5. Hold on. Just to show you guys how much of a real nerd I am. That is a copy of Persona 4 on PS2. And inside of one of these CDs down here, I actually have my soundtrack that comes in here. For some reason, my Killer Instinct CD soundtrack is in the case. But, I love Persona. I actually, in my little miniatures case over here, I actually got mailed in Persona 4 chess pieces from Japan that are sitting in there, and I paid probably way too much money for those things. Well, yeah.
I could believe it. I've got some more expensive than are necessary chess sets myself.
Oh yeah, no, God, my dad. I know my dad owns a really, really expensive chess set back at my parents' house.
I used to have one that was like all marble and granite, really nicely carved and everything.
Oh, really? I think I know which one you're talking about.
The board broke. So.
Damn. That
real
stinks.
Unfortunate there. I kind of want to see if I can find another one sometime, but
yeah, no. Honestly, I'm looking in the chat. How many of those Funkos do you actually have? I own them all. Actually, let me tell you how many I own. I'm gonna look at my Funko Collectors app. You're gonna be all scared. Let's see. Where do I go? They updated this thing since last time I've touched it. No, collection. That's what I need to go to. I have 259 Funko Pops. 259 Funko Pops.
That's a number.
Yeah, that is a number. So the thing with the Funko Pops was that these were originally meant for my office back at the university. But what happened is that we had this thing called the coronavirus, and they basically told us that, like, the only reason why I ever used my office at work was to advise students. And because of, we are going to go back, like, in a hybrid model for teaching in the fall, but they said, like, all advising has to be done online because my office is so small that the 6 feet apart rule can't apply in there. So they're like, get all your crap out of your office, unless you really absolutely need something in there for like a work related thing. It needs to go. And I literally packed my car with all these sons of guns. And yeah, I can tell you what the most I've paid for one is $75. But after that, I think the most I paid for is 15. I have not spent any ridiculous amounts of money on Funko Pops.
$75 for a Funko Pop.
No, actually, here, hold on. Let me see if I can grab it. So, this is my Grail. It is Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender. The reason why she's so expensive is because she was originally a Funko Shop Club exclusive, and it was right when I was getting into collecting Funko Pops, and I wanted all the Avatar: Last Airbender ones, and I couldn't get her. And as soon as you can't get her, skyrocket. Right. So she's the only one I've spent that much money on. I think after that, the most I spent on is my Hit Funko from Dragon Ball.
Makes sense.
Yeah. What is it? None of my Persona Funkos are in view. Where are they? Ah! This is frustrating. I want to show them off. Thoughts on the Funko strategy game? I haven't actually played it. I've wanted to. Here's my problem with the Funko strategy game. Is that none of the franchises in that game interest me whatsoever. I don't really care about Harry Potter. I don't really care about Batman that much. I don't care about the Jurassic Park or Jaws or Kool-Aid Man or Golden Girls. None of that stuff interests me that much. I do know for a fact that the engine is really good. It just, and this goes with like a very big thing with me is that like if the theme itself doesn't get me into the game, I just can't get into it. I really can't. It's always my issue with like I love fighting games. I can't get into Mortal Kombat. Like I just can't. Like some of the like Mortal Kombat 10 is regarded as one of the best like super aggressive like fighters in the world, and I can't get into it because like none of the characters really interest me. They really don't.
That's fair.
Yeah. Cool Crasher.
There's several fighting games I probably couldn't get into.
Thank you. This is my Crash Bandicoot shirt. Crash Bandicoot is a very dear treasure of mine. There is plenty of Crash Bandicoot Funkos up there. I think some of you might... Hold on, my head's in the way. Nope. I'm weaving and dodging. Can anyone spot the Tiny Tiger one? I think it's in view. Hold on. Dodging. Anyway, it's up there. I own all the Crash Bandicoot Funkos, every single one of them, including the Chase Crash. That's how crazy I am. I didn't pay any. I only paid $6 for that one.
It's better.
Yeah, yeah. No, I told. Well, is it because like my rule with Funkos is that I only get ones that have some like sentimental value to me. Like I will not just buy a random like set of something that I don't care about. Like with my Dragon Ball Funkos, I only get the ones that have appeared in Dragon Ball Fighters. That is the rule. So, like, there's a new wave coming out in, like, July, and there's a bunch of them, and I'm like, only adult Gohan. It's the only one I'm allowed. So, this is my rule. And then you get them on Amazon.
Limit yourself this way.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I remember I went to a Barnes & Noble, and there was a guy, like, because I was checking out their Funko Pops, and there was this guy that was, like, working there, and he's like, dude, do you have this chase for this one? And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, and I could care less. What is it? That's a lot of value on that wall. Would you like to know the value based off the collection app? I guarantee you I have not paid this much for all of them. Oh, God. You want me to scare you all? Let's all get scared. I'm drinking my tea. Come on, load. Come on, Funko. You can do it. All right. Time to get scared, everybody. Oh, God. There is about $3,000 worth of Funkos on that wall, in terms of their value. Yeah. Now I will tell you up front. I will tell you up front. Like some of them here, I did not pay the price that they are now listed for. Like there's some My Hero Academia Funkos that I paid normal price for that are like $50 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I legitimately thought there might be more.
No, there was.
So that number is actually a little bit disappointing, surprisingly enough, but
no.
still. That's a lot of Funkos.
Yeah. That's it. I have 3 pop finals. I'm glad we got some Funko collectors in here. What is it? Yeah, there you go. That's the Funko. That's the Funko tangent for today. Ditto, do you want me to talk to you about my revelation with Ursula?
Go for it.
Yeah, you want me to talk? Okay. All right. So everyone, stick with me on this. So last night, I know he's not listening right now, but shout outs to Brian from the Discord. I've been playing lots of matches with him lately. He's a really cool dude. I played Ursula against his Pete last night, and I figured something out. You don't need fate spam to win. You don't. The key is that you just gotta keep your board clean. That's what you gotta do. There is absolutely no reason for you to be stacking heroes, because as long as you just try to vanquish at a relatively decent pace and mitigate when the heroes get placed around and stuff, you can win. And you can win without being frustrated. Because, like, when I was playing against Pete last night, because I was playing Ursula, because I was like, I have to try. And I actually had a good time. Like, no joke, I got my deck reshuffled by Flounder. Ariel was not even a threat at a certain point. It was a good time. I even had to deal with a Snarfblart and a King Triton. It worked. And all it was is I just kept my board clean as much as possible. I went around making sure that I can gain money. And everything was fine. I used Grow Giant twice. And I used it to gain money. That's what I used it for. Oh, and to move Triton. That was it was one time to gain money. The other time was to move Triton using the move action. That's what it was.
That's a good one.
Yep.
But you were up against a Pete. Pete tends to have some issues late game. So
well, here's the thing too. It was a turn away from winning, because what happened was Pete had it narrowed down where I couldn't fade again, and Pete had the last goal that Pete had to do was the 3 items one, and got the 3 items, and then he had to fate me because I had the crown and the trident at the lair. So the only way they could have beat me was with an Ariel, and Ariel was nowhere to be seen in the deck. So I think there was still like 6 cards or so left, and I was just cranking out, getting rid of heroes the whole time, and I was able to keep a pretty decent fate discard pile. So I was like, all right, I need to try this again. Because something else to note too is that if you need to chuck more cards and you get the shore covered up, if you have Grow Giant, use Grow Giant to discard, so you could chuck more cards out of your hand. Something else I learned too. I thought that was pretty useful.
Yeah, I feel like the meme surrounding Ursula has kind of blocked off some of the more obvious strategies like that.
Yeah.
Like, of course, just you Grow Giant. What's the first thing you think of?
Exactly. And the thing, the thing with doing that though is like you're not progressing towards your goal at all. That's the thing.
And I'm not trying to be like holier than thou or anything, because I know I did that strategy too.
Yeah, I know.
I still have nightmares.
I still have nightmares too. But
I feel like this is one of those characters where, and I'll say this for Jafar too, even though I still don't have that big an opinion on Jafar. They've definitely moved to the point where, there's a couple good moves now. Like, there's a couple good things you can do.
Jafar is the Ryu of this game. Like, I'm not trying to make that a joke, but like he is very balanced. He has a lot of different tools. It's just like all the tools are used for very specific things. So if you don't have a specific tool to deal with this particular issue, then you have problems, And it's just the fact too that he has to dig, and if you don't dig well, which this happened to me last night too when I was playing Jafar, it was the Scarab Pendant and the Lamp were like the last 4 cards of my deck.
Yeah, that's usually what happens to me.
Mm-hmm.
Is if there's a particular key card for the deck, I won't see it by the end of the game.
No, what was it? When I was playing against our friend Salmon, no joke, he was running a Jafar against me. Like, we were playing like consistently games for like a good 3 weeks straight, and every time he played Jafar, he wasn't cheating. Literally pulled hand 1 Scarab Pendant every time. Like, I don't even know how the hell he did it.
I don't even know how the hell he did it. He'll just out of nowhere.
No, it was insane. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It was crazy.
Some people just get all the luck.
I know, seriously. Ursula's been bringing out about a lot of interesting play in my groups before Corona stroke. You have to let me know about that. I want to know the strategies. Because my thing is, I don't, and this is, full disclosure for those of you who might be just joining the stream. We had the lead designer of the original 3 sets of villains pop in the Discord and answer this question about all the Ursula talk, and he said that Ursula was not built to be a fate monster. She's built to be a super weird character from the get-go. And none of the characters are really built to be fate monsters, so that just tells me that playing that way with Ursula is not as effective as people think. It's fun to be a meme and just make your opponent very upset and make a 2-player game last 2 hours, but I think Ursula has some tools that I think are good, and I think we'll just need to figure that out. I think I cracked Hades. Ursula's next on my list. I'm going to do it. I will do it. Now I have a better understanding of this game. I can do it. I had a game against my girlfriend where I was Ursula. It went on for an hour. I had every hero out in the realm and no contracts for ages. Oh, dear God. Yeah, I've been in that situation too. There was a 3-player game I played months ago that I was playing Ursula because that was when I was doing the whole Ursula testing, and I had the same thing happen where literally there were only 4 cards left in my deck. Oh, no, it was 5 cards. It was some of the items, and it was literally Triton, all 3 return to forms, and all that stuff. It was ridiculous. It was bad. Anyway, Ditto, you got any topics? Anything on your end?
Well, not in particular, not right now.
No?
I will say I was doing a little bit of hard drive cleanup this afternoon because, nerd.
Oh, yeah, no, we all got to do that.
And I've come to discover that I have actually, and I don't want to necessarily be LOL the customs guy, but I have documentation in some form for 16 different customs right now.
Jeez. That's a lot. Oh my God, that's a lot. I want to make it. So here's my thing: is that I would love to make a custom for this game, but I'm in the process of making my own game, and it's really now. I'm now in the mode where classes are out. I'm teaching summer courses, and I did some testing with some friends, and I got to the point now where I'm like, all right, it's time to buckle down and get this thing cracked out. So, yeah, it was the same one I let you test. Was that one, and I got lots of good feedback.
No, it's a good setup. I like that one.
Yeah, no. So I did some work on it, and it should be a good time. So, and you will probably hear me talk about that in the coming weeks. Anyway, Ditto, I have a question for you. Do you want to have our first guest caller?
Sure.
All right, hold on a second. Everyone, prepare yourself. It's Stuntman, by the way. Just FYI.
No.
Hold on.
Cool.
Let me see if I can do it. I gotta see how easy this is. I hope this doesn't screw
Your
anything up.
favorite customs. Do you mean just the ones that I've designed, or in general?
Uh-oh. Hold on, everybody. Hello? Are we all here? Oh, no, now I can't hear anybody. Oh, crap. Hold on. Everyone got muted. No. Hold on, everybody. Hold on to your butts. Everything is fine. Don't worry. Everything is fine. Oh, no. So this is what happens when we're on Mac, where audio is a pain. I don't even think they can pick me up. Hold on. Hello? No. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Oh, so they can't hear me, but they can hear each other. Hold on. That doesn't make any sense. We're doing it live, everybody. We're doing it live. Yeah, Scarlet Solo. Oh. Am I going to have to screw with all this on my end? Hold on. I'm going to randomly play some music and make sure that the audio is still actually picking up. Hold on. Yeah, all right. Yeah, music is still picking up, so that's good. I might need to close out of Discord. Yeah, welcome to I'm the muted one? I know you guys can still hear me though, right? Welcome to the beauty of tech equipment. All right, thank God. Sorry, Stuntman. We know you're here. Hold on. Hold. Can you guys hear me? There we go.
There we go.
Oh my
Now it's
God.
working.
I was scared. I don't know what happened. I just started the DM and it just started to crap on me. Anyway, Stuntman.
Hello, can everyone hear me now?
Yes, thank God. Welcome to the wonderful world of technical issues. How are you, friend? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing great. How are y'all guys doing tonight?
We're doing swell. Talk about Funko Pops, talk about Ursula. Ditto's talking about customs. All that fun stuff. Thank you for joining.
So on the Funko Pops, I've got to ask you, which one is your favorite?
Ooh. That is a really tough question because I can narrow it down to like a few. So my absolute some of my favorites are my Spyro Funko that I don't think you guys can see it. That's it. I don't think you can. Hold on. That one. This one that I'm pointing to. That's one of my favorites. I just think the design is really cool. I also love my Venom one.
Nice.
Yeah. That one's a really sick one. And let me see. Yep, I can see it. My last one that I really love is Super Saiyan God Vegito. Right there.
Ooh, nice.
Yes. That one, I woke up early to go run to a Hot Topic to grab. I wanted Vegito really bad.
Did you take a shower afterwards?
I did take. I actually showered before I went, and then I had to go to the dentist
after you got to the store.
Yes. Yeah. No, I took a shower in the store. Yeah, the Hot Topic people were like, "We got a shower in the back. You just go take it."
I can't look at that wall without the genie staring me down.
Oh really? Oh yeah. You see the genie? Yeah, he's right next to Boba Fett. Oh God, no.
The only reason he sticks out so much is because I've got one of him downstairs, and he just.
Oh really? Is it the same one or is it a different one?
No, it's the same.
Oh, it's the same one.
I know that one.
Okay. I remember buying Genie. I think actually, no joke, I bought Vegito, Genie, and then there's a Crash Bandicoot Funko of him in the scuba gear. I bought all three of those at the same time because it was like buy three for like 27 deal that they do. But yeah. What's up, man? How are you? Is there anything else besides you want by asking me what my favorite Funko is?
Oh yeah. No, I mean I just kind of wanted to jump on and see how everybody's doing, and I don't know, just join the conversation for a minute.
Well, thank you. I at least appreciate you joining us and all that stuff. You've been one of my favorite guests to have on the show, so thank you for jumping in and saying hello. The fact that you've joined us on multiple episodes shows us that our show, or I hope it shows you that we really enjoy having you on the show. So, I appreciate that. A question for all three: what is the Dream 3 for the next expansion? Oh my God!
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna preface this entire thing by saying the next expansion is technically gonna be Marvel, but it's a separate game, so
We may or may not know who all those characters are. So, um, Ditto and Stuntman, I'll let you two go first because I already know what mine are.
At least the first one has gotta be Gaston.
Yeah.
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 I feel like at this point,
I mean, just the dream of I want to see Gaston in this game.
Yeah.
So
I feel like at this point, yeah, it's just necessary at this point.
Nobody's like Gaston.
a dream for Gaston is for every single one of his cards to be named No One Blanks Like Gaston.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
See, I feel like a gimmick like that would just get really old too fast.
Oh,
It doesn't get old. It doesn't get old. You've seen the
And that might
memes.
just be me.
You've seen the memes.
I have. You're correct.
No. Ditto, what's your dream team?
Well, I'm never not going to say, Frollo
I know
is
you
my
want
number
Frollo.
one
I know you
must
want
have.
Frollo. Yeah.
For the next expansion, though, I still feel like I have to stick to like the Gaston, Oogie, and like Madame Mim train.
Okay.
Because Gaston and Oogie are both givens, and I think Mim is the right level of odd to make the wild card slot.
Everyone knows who I want. Everyone knows that if I don't get Oogie Boogie in this game, I will cry. I think Oogie is probably my most wanted character in the Dream expansion for me. Up next, absolutely has to be like, and if this was the last expansion for Disney, I'd be set. It'd be Gaston, Lady Tremaine, Oogie Boogie. I'd be solid. 3 solid characters.
Yeah, I could work with that.
that would be a good one.
Yeah, all the characters would have interesting like goals or the ways you have to accomplish the goal. I think it'd be good. I think that's super solid.
I could settle for that.
Yeah, I would be really, really good. Who here in the chat wants Oogie Boogie? Let me know in the
two
chat.
already.
Oh, please. Although I will say this, it will never happen, but I would love some Tarzan representation. I would love Tarzan.
Dude, yes.
You know,
would be so good.
I would be okay with that. And that's coming from someone who the only good thing about the Tarzan movie for me was the music.
Oh yeah, no. Phil Collins for the win.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. See, I feel like all of my everyone grows up with certain Disney movies they really love, and I feel like for me, those have already been done. Aladdin, Hercules, and Lion King were my 3 favorites, and they're already done. So I'm kind of moving on to my secondaries at this point.
Yeah, that's the point we've kind of reached in this game, where all the big name Renaissance movies have pretty much been done now.
Yeah.
The ones I grew up with were Robin Hood, Peter Pan, and Alice in Wonderland, and look where we have.
There you go. That was the first box, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, that's a solid first box for you. Wow. Man, it took 2 boxes for me to even get Scar. So, enough to even get me to purchase the game. I think Oogie's really the only one I'm really like dying for. I think he's the one that really deserves a spot in this game because I got Scar, Hades. I got Hades. I would like Gaston just because I just think he'd be cool to play wise, and I've discovered so many other cool characters in this game. So I
just feel like Beauty and the Beast is, and obviously we know a little bit more, but Beauty and the Beast is such one of those classic movies that people
it's like
love.
I want to say it's the only like Disney princess movie that's not here yet besides Cinderella.
Yeah.
Well, you counting the newer princess movies because there's quite a few that haven't been done.
Yeah.
I mean, of the classic
Princess and the
Renaissance
Frog, I
ones.
keep. I don't really count Brave.
It's like
I don't know what else really count.
You've got Frozen. You've got.
We don't talk about that here.
we know you made Hans though. stuntman. I would. Here's the thing: if you put Frozen into this game, and you did, and like obviously you worked on Hans and did some cool stuff, but like as an official release, like made the character interesting, I'd be down. I mean, like Ratigan was a huge surprise, and Ratigan's one of my favorite characters in this game. So, like, you make the character interesting to play, sign me up. I'm sold.
Me, I think that character is tainted by the movie he came from, and more specifically, the meme. I cannot look at anything Frozen related without that stupid song playing in my head, and I hate it.
Oh, God. You guys want a fun story? Speaking of Frozen?
So,
God, I have to remember how old I am. 7 years ago, when I first started at college, I worked a job being a swim instructor, and we have a national like swimming pool where the university that I went to school and now teach at, and so I taught swim lessons there to make extra money so I can go buy video games and food and all that stuff. That's what poor college kids do, and so that was the year that Frozen came out. And what ended up happening is that so like Let It Go ended up getting played on the radio all the time. And there was a radio in the pool that I taught in. And what do you know? Every single week, every time that I would teach, it just starts playing. At least plays like once or twice in like a 3-4 hour swim lesson session. And I'm like, please stop. Stop. I can't take it anymore. Because like you get all these like normal songs and stuff like that. And then you just start hearing Let It Go. Let It Go. And I'm like, no, I can't do it anymore. I can't.
And the funny thing is, before I watched the movie, I actually did kind of like that song.
Oh, yeah.
And at this point, to this day, I cannot stand it.
No, it's
exclusively
I personally enjoy it
because of all the marketing.
We didn't listen to it 1,000 times on repeat,
which helps. It's like I don't know if you guys listen to Maroon 5 at all, but when Maroon 5 came out with their V album, it was I love the song Sugar. I thought the song Sugar by Maroon 5 was absolutely fantastic. And then they came out with a music video. And then it just got overplayed to hell. And then everyone's like, that song sucks. It's super overplayed. I'm like, I still like it. I liked it before it was overplayed. So, yeah, that was my experience with a very similar situation. But I get it. Oh God, there's so much Disney they can use in this game too. I'm curious where they will end up going.
I'm curious because they're doing the Marvel stuff now. Well, I'm curious with Marvel. And y'all may know this already. Are they doing the live action? Like, are they doing the MCU or are they doing the cartoons?
I can't say anything. Put it that way.
When they first announced the Marvel stuff, they did make it public that they were basing it more on the comics than the movies.
Yeah, that's why the artists were all comic book artists.
Which is why the style is a lot more comic inspired than the kind of the oil painting look they've got now.
Right.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I was gonna say I'm excited to see if they start doing some live action shows.
Which, I mean, I think all those characters will get represented in some shape or form. I don't think they'll directly use the live action stuff because a lot of the live action stuff has ended up bleeding into like the comic book universe. Because like Agent Coulson originally was like only a character in the movies, but they ended up like making him an official comic book character. So
what I mean is for Disney, for the Disney side of things, if they go the live action Disney movies, there's some pretty good ones, some classic live action Disney movies that are pretty good.
Possibly Pirates of the Caribbean, yes.
Yeah,
I would take that.
It would be a good one.
110%.
Oh my God.
What else really had a... I'm trying to think what the other ones would really be.
I don't know.
No, if we have Pirates of the Caribbean, I want it to be a full expansion. I want all 3 movies. We gotta go all out.
Oh, that would be so great.
You cannot give me Pirates of the Caribbean and not have Davy Jones. You cannot.
No, you can't. You can't. Oh,
that would be so good.
Oh, I know we talked about this already. I want Tron. I want Tron so bad.
Tron's a good
one. Want Tron so bad.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Oh God, I would love that one.
But yeah, I would love to see some live actions get thrown in there, and I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
Oh
But
no, I don't think so either.
that would be nice to see.
No, I would love it though. Honestly, I'd be curious if maybe in the next expansion that's the next wild card. So don't do like
Maybe so.
Just a random live action like Pete, you like throwing it way back.
Yeah, like a different
I mean,
character
it's-
that doesn't like usually like doesn't fit the mold of everybody else, and that would be a really good wild card.
Honestly, if we get something like a Pirates character in the next box, I'm not gonna say no.
I'm not going to complain either. I will 100% be okay with that. 100%. That'd be sick. Anyway, I'm actually curious. What's the weather look like for you folks? Because the weather for me the past week has been storms and then perfect sunshine, and storms and then perfect sunshine.
Yep, same here.
Really? Jeez.
I live in Louisiana.
So I'm down in Texas, so it's been about the same.
I guess everyone gets the same weather as Indiana does.
Miserable.
No. I just want because like I went and took 2 walks today or the other day, and I was like, come on now. I just want the weather to be consistent so I don't have to walk out and it looks pretty, and then all of a sudden it starts raining. I despise it. No, I was just curious because like so pulling the curtain literally. I was screwing with my my window because my curtain sucks, and then there's like this other thing on top of it that you could probably see in the video. There's a little bit of a bright spot at the top where the Funkos are, where it shines down. So I actually nailed a blanket to cover the top so the sun doesn't come coming in.
I mean, that works. I did that in my college dorm.
Oh, really? You did?
Yeah.
That would do it.
I've done that for my kids' rooms a few times.
It works.
Yeah.
Let them sleep a
I'm
little bit
telling you,
better.
man, the blackout curtains.
No. So I was looking into that, and the thing is that I have to look and see how much damage that would do to the wall because you would have to, because like these are like the normal like pull up and down curtains. Like I can't technically just replace the whole like whatever. So I have to literally buy a bar and put the curtains on it, and then do it that way. But then like all the bars I was looking at, like you need an electric drill, which I do have one. But it's just like, do I really want an electric drill in like screws into my wall and just like make huge holes that I'm gonna have to end up paying out the butt when I eventually move out of this place so many years down the line? I don't know if I'm up for that.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, we got someone from California in the chat. Northern California.
Cold and rainy in Australia. I could believe it.
Oh, cold and rainy in Australia. I
I
believe
love
it.
how international this game is. I had a message the other day from a guy that was, I think, from oh goodness gracious, what was it, like Turkey or
Oh
something?
wow.
Yeah, Turkish, and they were asking for a translation of the Prince Hans, the custom that I did, and I was like, it's crazy.
That's insane. That's really cool. Wow.
There, yeah.
106
Fahrenheit in Vegas.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's about what it feels like here.
Oh.
Hey, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for it. I don't like the heat.
No. I get to wear my jacket today. That's what matters to me. I love myself my little black
it's the
jacket.
humidity.
No.
The humidity is just a killer.
I'm surprised. I had no humidity today. I wore my jacket, wasn't sweating. It was great.
So bad.
No, it was fantastic. It's beautiful in Delaware. Delaware is a state that I would actually like to go visit at some point, but right now I can't do that. I just can't do it. Obviously for, world reasons. Anyway. All right. Stuntman, are you going to leave us?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head out. I'll give someone else a chance to jump on if they feel like it. I don't want to take up too much of the guest time.
Well,
as
thank you
always,
for joining
I
us,
really
though.
appreciate being on and being able to talk about the game.
No, it's a pleasure. Seriously, anytime. So, it's always a blast to have you on. I miss Ditto in the conversation, but I love the tier list episode you and I did. I thought that was a great episode. That was one of the most fun episodes I did.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Yeah. Well, have a good evening, friend. We'll see you in the chat because I know you'll be in the chat somewhere.
Okay, I'll be in the chat, so holler at me if you want to. I'll see y'all later.
All right, see you, friend. Take it easy. All right, Ditto. It's just you and me again. No technical mishaps this time.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, I could still hear you. Thank God.
Goody.
Don't you love Mac? I love Mac sometimes. It's a joy.
Oh, they're beautiful.
No, it's great. So what's up, chat? Hey, so I wanted to make this a very big like Q&A type of show for a little while. So if you guys have any questions, shoot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, seriously, shoot Ditto myself as much as you can. I would love to like hang out and just answer your guys' questions about anything, games, life. Try to keep it positive.
Well, let's find out.
Let's find out.
I don't see it yet. Oh, there it is. Maybe.
Yep, we should
Maybe?
be back. Yep. I might
Hey,
I
it
might
worked.
need to download the stream archive. I might have to do that. I need to so I think the reason for that is that my backup drive might not like getting all the recordings this way. I think that's what's going on because the video
Yeah, that's
files is
fair.
too big and it's just trying to transfer a lot of data. So anything that's like a
Yeah,
longer
that would
video,
do
it just has an issue. What is it? Last I heard, if you have any questions, throw it our way. Yes, Q&A. Ask us questions. Sorry about the stream going down. For the podcast purposes, they're going to hear all of this and just hear it live. Because first I honestly thought I was having another internet issue and I was literally about to have a conniption fit. But all in all, it really was just, the program being stupid. I'm actually curious, did it actually get the capture? Yeah, it's literally doing the same thing again, no joke. So like I have to
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, on the capture. What got you into fighting games? Ooh. That is a good question. That is an incredibly good question. I don't know. That's a great question. I need to. Uh-oh.
You know it's bad when you've got him repeating himself.
No, I know. I'm fetching something. So, what got? Oh my God, really? Force eject. I'm ejecting the thing. To answer the question, what got me into fighting games is it's called a little game called Marvel vs. Capcom. And the reason why Marvel vs. Capcom has always appealed to me is that it's Marvel. And 3v3 combat has always seemed super cool to me because you have to build synergistic combinations of stuff in order to pull off cool, flashy looking stuff. And that is always like kind of like through and through ingrained in my soul on how that should work. And when I started playing Marvel, so like not even just Marvel 3, I actually played Marvel 2 first and like try to learn all the cool stuff. And then Marvel 3 is when I really got into it. And then Marvel 3 was in a weird time because I was playing Marvel 3 in high school. And I actually, believe it or not, did not have as much time to play games in high school as when I went to college. And then when I went to college, it's when I got into this game called Killer Instinct. And the thing that nailed the fighting game thing for Killer Instinct with me was game is flashy. It's got kick-ass looking characters. You're doing cool stuff. The characters are doing cool stuff through like combat, flashy, cool colors, high adrenaline action at all times. That's just like how I live for my games. It's why honestly like games like Persona are really a one-off for me because a lot of the games that I play are action games. Like they are. I love Bayonetta. I love Metal Gear Rising. I love God of War. I love Uncharted. Those games are all relatively like have really high action sequence stuff. And fighting games just ram that into the sky. And I love it. Especially when you get into the cool combo stuff. Like I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Fighters. And oh my. Like Dragon Ball Fighters is a joy to play. Like it is colorful. Flashy combos all over the place. It is a joy. I could talk about fighting games all day. I was going to show everybody. This is my fight stick. It is my beautiful toy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know. And the worst part is too? It's not my only fight stick. This is my original Killer Instinct fight stick. Right here, my Microsoft one.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. And then I have this tiny Mad Catz one that I got when I was playing Street Fighter V.
Yep.
So
That'll do it.
yeah, do you play TTS
You
Villainous
play
with your fight
TTS
stick?
Villainous with your fight
Yeah,
stick.
I do quarter circle forward motions to I put it in my lap and I'm just like, oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear the tapping of the buttons right now. I know you hate MK, but the best MK player in the world went to school in my hometown. I don't hate MK. Here's the thing with Mortal Kombat is it's like, so example, like MKX, like the only character I enjoy playing in MKX is Takeda. It's the only character that ever intrigued me. I think MKX's system at its core is incredible. The shit that I've seen players who play Predator and Sub-Zero and Scorpion and a bunch of other characters in that game and like the Triborg, like it's insane. Like insane. That stuff is crazy. But those characters overall just don't interest me because like with Killer Instinct, I literally can play half of the cast because I love the design of a lot of those characters. And that's just super intriguing to me. It's the same thing with Dragon Ball FighterZ where like I didn't even necessarily grow up watching Dragon Ball, but like the characters in Dragon Ball and the way that they do their attacks and stuff is super cool to me. And then obviously Marvel versus Capcom, I love Marvel. And like I also enjoy a lot of Capcom games. So it all works out. It all works out. No. Because the funny thing is that I actually really enjoy the Injustice series. I enjoy playing Injustice a lot. I don't think it's the greatest fighting game in the world compared to the MKX, but I still enjoy Injustice. I played both Injustice 1 and 2. I even bought MK11 and played it for a little bit. I was a Gearus main for about 2 months. So, I try to play them. I do give them a shot. Hell, I even played that Power Rangers one that came out. Did you hear about that one, Ditto? Did you see Power Rangers Battle
I
for the
did
Grid?
not.
Oh yeah, no. It's the first
That
completely compatible crossplay fighting game, and it's 3v3. It's
it
incredible.
doesn't surprise me that existed.
No, yeah, no,
Like, it's probably right for that generation.
And the thing too is, I don't like Power Rangers at all, and I think the system in that game is incredible. I just don't like Power Rangers, so I can't get into it. I can't. Only fighting game I play semi-consistently is Smash. Don't get me started about Smash Brothers. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I'm gonna make a lot of people mad in the chat. I'm gonna make a lot of people mad. A lot of people upset. I don't want to make anyone angry today. No, I respect Smash. It's got a great community. It's got lots of people. It's got lots of cool characters in it. Hell, they got Banjo. They got Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie. That's the best justice you can make for that series. But, no, don't get me started on Smash Brothers.
I don't know. They don't have Sora yet.
Oh, yes. You know, you don't know if they're going to get Sora, because I hear that this Nintendo picked all the characters for the second season pass.
Yeah, and you know what? I have faith that they'll make the right choice.
Yeah, well, we're getting an ARMS character, so I want to have faith, too.
Remind me of that disappointment.
I want to have faith, too. You know? I wanted to believe the Crash Bandicoot rumors were true, but I didn't believe it with, any fiber of my being.
Terrible. My main is Villager. You know, I made Villager back in Smash 4, so I don't think it's that bad.
You know who my main in Smash always was? It was Kirby. Kirby.
Oh, were you one of the swallow and just jump off the stage?
No, I don't know if I remember telling the story on the show, but so several years ago when I interned out in Seattle, we had a Super Smash Brothers Brawl Project M tournament. Someone had a modded copy of Brawl, which Project M, and we were playing that version of the game like as a tournament for work after work was over. And I was playing Kirby. It was an 8-man tournament, double elimination, and I was in the losers bracket, and I got put in losers by a Rob. And I literally came back. Every single match I had to play was Marth, and I destroyed Marth. Right. It was the most beautiful, and like these guys are good players. Like they're doing all the wave dashing stuff, and I'm not like but like it was incredible. Like
that sounds about.
I know, like there's a little bit of invincibility on Kirby's up B move, so I use that as like an uppercut. And then I love this move in Brawl When Kirby does the hammer swing in the air, it's continuous. It doesn't do the charge thing. So you can do that as kind of like a safety, big swinging smash strike.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
good move.
I'm a Kirby main through and through. I'll always main Kirby in
That,
Smash.
yeah. Mine's Lucas.
Of
I'm
course
that
you're.
guy.
I hate Lucas. I hate fighting against Lucas. Lucas can just go take that lightning bolt nonsense, and I hate that.
Especially in the new game where I can throw you across the stage at like 30%. Yeah,
No,
that's
yeah,
me.
that's nonsense. I hate that garbage. I hate that. I've always hated chain lightning with Lucas. I always thought it was so dumb. I always thought it was bad.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Oh God, why do you have to be that person? Why do you have
Because
to?
it's funny.
Oh no. So that's
If it makes you feel any better, my backup is Palutena. So
No, I don't know anything about her. I mean, I know of her. Like I know she exists because I played Smash 4. I know she was in Smash 4, but I don't know how she plays. I can help.
she's a bit of a meme.
Oh, she's a meme character.
Smash Bros.
Oh, I love the meme
She's a
characters.
meme, but she's a good meme.
I don't like meme characters at all. I don't like meme characters. So what else you guys got for us? Ask us more questions. We're here to chat with y'all. Come on. Ask us anything. And bring up a topic that we can discuss. I have all sorts of things I could talk about. Was it are you still working on your one custom? Is that still in the works, or are you working on something else now?
I've got so many at this point.
No, is it too many? Is it just like
I
is
don't-
it hard? Is it hard to like stick with one?
Not really. It's just I'm working on one, and then it slowly is like, oh, what if I did this instead? And then what do you know? It's another character.
Oh, it's another character.
Like-
Ugh. Yeah, no.
They just
It's
kind
hard.
of build on top of each
It's
other.
hard. No, when I was working on a new deck, so it's gonna be my fourth deck for the game I'm currently working on, and I was like, oh man, there's so many cool things I could do with other characters right now because I was playing a video game today on the PlayStation 4, and I was prepping it for a release of its sequel coming out in a few weeks, and I was like, there's some really cool stuff I could do in this game. And I'm like, I can't work on that one yet because if I spur off and do something else, it's gonna go nuts. I don't like it.
Actually, just working on a custom right before the stream started, actually.
Oh really? Oh wow. Jesus.
Yeah, part of what I was doing this afternoon while I was cleaning everything, I was typing up number 16.
Oh, I got you.
Who wins in a villainous fighting game?
Oh dude. I have dreamed of that.
I mean, Hades, I guess, because immortal.
I think there totally could be like a Disney fighting game, but you would have to, because like, you know, Disney is Disney and they want to be somewhat protective of their IP and how it's shown. So and we talked about this at some point, but there was a Disney like Smash Brothers clone fighting game in the works that got canceled that I would have loved to see now, which I think would have been great, because I remember one that the concept art came out for it, and it was like I forget, it was, hold on, I'm gonna try to see if I can look it up, because it was like Sheriff of Nottingham was like going up against, I think, Queen of Hearts or something like that. It was really cool, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm trying to, because the only thing that ever came out for it was Disney Smash Bros. I'm trying to see if I can find the concept art, because I'm just trying to, because it was a really cool concept when they were talking about it. I'm gonna put concept art.
In the meantime,
Go for it.
Somebody's been paying attention. Ditto, who's your favorite Civ in Civ 6? Scotland, probably. Although definite shout outs to Canada for being hilarious. Also, Headmaster Joker, who do you think has the most unique gameplay mechanics? The most unique, probably Ursula. Just because she's got the binding contracts and the changing forms and the digging and the just all that stuff going into her.
So
Uh,
yeah, I agree. So this is how I put it. I agree with the fact that Ursula herself probably has the most unique like gameplay, how do I achieve my goal stuff. But it doesn't necessarily break the game. I would actually have to give that award to Pete, I think.
Pete's got a lot going on too, for
Yeah,
sure.
I think Pete's whole goal mechanic and how the goals are played out and like how cool it is that like all the cards like basically all revolve around all the different goals in some shape or form, I think is really clever and is very well thought. I hate play a game with a passion, but I cannot deny how cool that deck is. Like it's incredible.
No, that deck feels good to play, even if there are one or two things that I wish they had not included.
You know, like play a
Cough,
game,
cough, strike it
play a game
rich.
should go away.
Strike it
Um,
rich. Ugh.
yeah, I don't think Strike It Rich is that bad personally. I think it's just it's if it's like one of the last goals that you achieve, it's kind of rough because then you have to use specific tools to do it. Yzma was
Say,
my first thought. I also really enjoy Yzma. I don't think her
see,
mechanics.
Yzma
Yeah, I don't think her mechanics are as
mechanically really
unique.
only has the fate deck thing.
Yeah, that's really it.
Uh, it's like I could point out the other one that really popped into my head when you said that was Evil Queen, with
Right.
the poison and the ingredients and the way the realm is laid out with the play actions and kind of how you have to work around it. Uh, very much more resource management based than a lot of the other characters, I think.
Yeah. Man, a lot of the characters who break the mold, like I mean, that's why Doctor Facilier is like one of the coolest characters. Is the fact that he's, I mean, you've said this, so I'm gonna take your words, but like you're playing a card game within a card game. You know,
Absolutely.
I think that's super cool on how that operates. I think that's just incredible on a even on a thematic standpoint too. It's just stupid how great, cool they took that character and like just up the ante on him. Still think he's probably one of the most fun characters to play in the game. I still stand by that. Who do you guys think is the opposite? Like, who do you think has the least interesting mechanics?
Interesting. Prince John. Full stop. There's nothing to
You
say about
know,
Prince John. He literally is just gain money the character.
so I'm gonna sound a little biased here. Um, especially even after last night, I don't think there's a single character in this game I don't think is not fun to play. I mean, once I get Ursula working a little bit better, I mean, Ursula was the only one on the list of 15 characters that you can play with. I think all these characters are incredibly fun to play. I don't think there's anything about them that doesn't necessarily make them interesting. I think the core 6 characters might seem a little bland after playing the expansions just because the fact that they don't necessarily break the core engine of the game. So like Dr. Facilier's got his fortune deck. You've got Yzma with her fate deck, Radigan with the flip tile, basically all of the perfectly wretched characters. But the core game itself doesn't like do anything outside the core actions. But even then, like, I know, like, yeah, Prince John, that's like his goal overall is gain 20 power. But the cool little combo things that you can do to gain more money, I think is super cool. Like, I can't, like, there is not a character in this game I don't necessarily think is not fun to play. Like, that, and I think that's why this game really stands out because even in Killer Instinct has like 32 characters, and I only say like half of the roster I personally find fun to play, and in 15 characters, if only like 14 of 15 are fun to play to me personally, that's a golden standard for any game. Like, period. Like I love Scar to death, but like I've been doing this recently too. I've been not playing Scar. I've been roaming around the roster a lot. It's been a lot of fun. It's hard for me to really answer that because I'm just like I don't really necessarily find any of the characters not fun except for Ursula or not interesting. Like even like as boring like you said with Prince John. I think like doing the stuff like with the sheriff with the golden arrows and the normal arrows and setting out the stuff to gain a lot of money. I think is all super cool.
Yeah, I mean, I get the system for Prince John, and he's got a couple things going, but I mean, even compared to the rest of the set, like you look at Hook with the really big powers, like strength swings and the digging through your own fate deck, like even he had more interesting mechanics to him than Prince John does, really.
Yeah, I mean, like, granted, there's definitely
Like,
characters that are more interesting than others per se, but I still, when you find those unique little gimmicks, they're kind of cool, and it helps bring out the character a little bit more. At least to me. I mean, that's just me personally. And granted, this is the only game I've really gotten like super heavy into, like with all the stuff. I like that's not even like the TCG side of me, like because I know you've played Magic, so you've seen all that crazy stuff that things can do. So you have a little bit of a different perspective than I do.
I think Ursula may have been a bit ahead of her time.
Being unique, maybe she was better
Um,
suited. So interesting point to that. So we know for a fact when the lead designer jumped into the Discord that Stephanie Straw was the head designer of Perfectly Wretched. She was not involved really with the original three sets. The was it Aaron? I believe it's Aaron Deneau. I believe is how you pronounce his last name. Was the head designer of the original three sets. So all those characters were basically designed around the same time. And he even said that Ursula was the last character that they designed. So it was clear that like even characters like Scar and Ratigan and Yzma were designed alongside the core roster. So I think I don't. It's tough because it's clear that in Perfectly Wretched they've learned from like, oh, we don't want characters to not have options, so we don't want to have Ursula like have players up front when they're learning a character like Ursula to get in a situation where they don't feel like they can do anything. I think that's just my yeah
as far as like being ahead of her time, though, I don't necessarily agree, and that's kind of more from a marketing perspective.
yeah.
Because if you look at all the other characters they had available to pick from, I'm not sure that any of them would have drawn as much attention as Ursula would have.
No, I agree. I agree.
Do I think Ursula? I would have preferred other characters over Ursula. Yes, 110%.
I mean, just put Frollo in the
Uh,
core box.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I can see why they decided to put her
I think it made sense too.
uh, in the core set.
Yeah. I was talking to a buddy of mine when I first introduced him and his brother to the game, and his brother was saying that his fiance, when they first, like, they had played the game in a different setting, and, like, Ursula is a huge appeal, I mean, to many females. They just like the character. I also think she's the best female Disney villain, personally. And they like her as a character. And if you're going to sell a box that's called Disney Villainous, if you don't include Ursula in that box, from a marketing standpoint, it's just dumb. And it's a dumb decision. It's not a smart call. I want to point
Although,
out
if you
something.
really want to take the slippery slope on that, Nightmare Before Christmas is one of the biggest pop culture things. I mean,
That's why I cannot
uh,
not see Oogie Boogie in this game.
just saying.
I know. I want to point out
So,
something that Stuntman said really quickly before I lose it.
yeah,
Honestly, the whole Perfectly Wretched set doesn't feel like it should be compatible with the other villains. They are so different, and it doesn't really feel like villainous. So I
yeah.
disagree with the last statement. With the, it doesn't feel like villainous. It still does. I think Ditto and I talked about this off air at some point, where Perfectly Wretched is really unique, and it's basically the first set where they've learned everything from all the original characters, and they took that understanding and put it into those three characters. The issue now, though, is that any other type of goal that you can accomplish with a character is probably already done, and and like you want to try to keep making characters unique, and without trying to, if you want to make characters more unique, you have to add more gimmicks, and usually that requires more tokens. And that's why literally that whole set is the token set, because each of those characters has like a token associated with their goal that you have to interact with in some way. And that just kind of shows that they're slowly starting to run out of concepts on how to like approach goals with characters. So I think that's why it probably feels
This goes to
different.
something that I talk about in the customs channel every now and again, where you, and I mean, even in the, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? The speculation videos sometimes,
Right.
where you kind of have to think outside the box and like get a bit of a bigger picture of a villain's goal when you're trying to come up with something like that. Like
Right.
with Gaston, my biggest argument has been, the only reason he cared about the Beast at all is because of the Beast interaction with Belle.
Right.
So if I were to do something for Gaston, the goal for me would be focused more on Belle than the Beast, and you can have a lot more fun systematically with something like that than just murder X character again.
Yeah, and I think we slightly disagree about Gaston, but I think what I've come to conclusion with Gaston is that his goal will be to defeat the Beast, but the way that you're really defeating the Beast is that you are actually trying to work on like getting Belle into some particular spot so you can play the mirror. Like I think that's the way that goal is going to be approached
You
because
just kind of have to
thematically
look
that
at
makes
it
sense. You know what I mean?
because I mean, any Disney villain can just be, oh, kill the hero, oh,
Right.
whatever. But really kind of dissecting the character and figure out, okay, why
Right.
are they doing this?
Yeah. No. And I think
That's where a bunch of the really interesting stuff starts coming from.
yeah, and I think, and that's why like approaching stuff like Lady Tremaine, I think is like the only I'm like I want to see Lady Tremaine in this game just for the sole fact of we need Cinderella representation in this game, and the fact that I think using a character like that in this style of game and how they would work around stuff, I think it'd be really clever. I think it'd be super
Well,
cool to
he'd be the
see.
first example alongside maybe Cruella if you squint of having like a really almost a diplomatic sort of character
Right.
where you're really manipulating in a way you'd almost have to be manipulating heroes more than
Yeah.
you're manipulating your own cards.
Yeah. And like
Like there wouldn't be any necessarily strict vanquishing anybody. There's no violence really in the movie at all.
no.
The biggest thing would just be kind of interacting with how everybody works.
Right. No, and I think
Uh,
that's why it'd be super interesting to see how they approach that.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because I mean, I think the goal would be like have the slipper at the Tremaine house while Cinderella is captured or whatever the hell. I don't know exactly the terminology or how that would be written out, but the way that you get to that point, I think would be interesting. Because I feel like the way they would set up that realm, they would start it off after the ball has taken place, and then they lay out the cards that way. Like that's the state. I think that's what they would do.
Potentially, when I had played around with the idea of doing Tremaine as a custom because I don't have enough of those, I had toyed around with the idea of it being your objective is to marry one of your daughters to the prince.
Yeah,
Which, I mean, that's kind of an obvious one, but
but I mean,
the interaction there starts getting into how can you prevent Cinderella
right.
from being at the location at the time when it happens.
And the thing too is,
Basically.
after watching Cinderella recently, because I was a nerd and just wanted to see how, like, for this, especially with the speculation episode, I was watching it and like, she breaks the slipper. Like Tremaine breaks
Right.
the slipper.
Yeah.
So in
No,
reality,
definitely.
all she wants is Cinderella to stay a slave. So if you approach her from that sense, because she realizes that no, none of my daughters are gonna fit this slipper. So I just need to make sure that Cinderella can't put her foot in the slipper, and then I can keep her as my slave forever. That's how
Well,
I
there's
that's how I
that
approach her.
side too.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah. Quick question. There's a question
Talking.
in here. What's a necessary board game for someone's collection? I've been seeing some good choices. Ticket to Ride is one. I saw Terraforming Mars. I've not played that one. Root is a fantastic game.
Okay. I was actually just recently introduced to Root, like seriously.
Really? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this game.
Really? Tell me.
Yeah,
I would like to know.
I like mechanically most of it, like it makes sense as a game. Um, I like actually the different maps a little more than anything else, I think.
They help.
Um,
They definitely help.
some of the, but like, who is gonna come up with a game like this? Like, I,
They,
I don't,
I,
I genuinely don't know what to think about this game.
Root. Root's a very interesting game because it's like it is essentially war game light version, and
Yeah.
everyone's faction is different, and like there's only a few core mechanical things that they all share, because even like the way that you take a turn with your faction is completely different. But
Yeah, I mean,
I think that
I guess it's one of those things with me where I'd rather just be playing Access and Allies.
really, really,
Almost. I don't know.
really,
Maybe I just don't have enough experience with it yet. To really get it to click. But
who'd you play with? What faction did you play with?
it was the mouse one.
Oh, that yeah, no, that's why. No,
Is it?
not that one. Don't start with that one. Don't start with that one. That's like one of the hardest factions I would say to play in the game.
Well,
Effectively.
that would explain some things.
Yeah, no. Cause I like so the I forget what they're called, but the mouse faction. I just call them based off the meeples. But
Right.
the mouse faction is probably one of the hardest ones to play in the game because they play unlike any of the other factions. Because all the other factions still have like the same core rules of like moving around, crafting, fighting, all that stuff. Woodland Alliance, thank you. But they are all based off of not fighting, spreading like their presence, and then all of a sudden they just decide to fight, and then just destroy an entire like thing. And
Yeah,
then
it's like
based off of like
I
how much
get it,
sympathy they or
but
control they've had, they score a bunch of points.
I,
It's super weird.
I get it, but I don't see the appeal yet.
Play it a few more times. It'll come to you. I haven't played Root in a while. I played it when the new expansion from Kickstarter came out because I backed it, and I forgot how much I love that game. Like it's still a really solid game. I think the biggest issue for me is just the fact that it's like it's not that it takes too long. It's just the game never feels like, because like one of my issues with Root is the fact that you can't play like certain factions against each other in like a 2 or 3 player setting. You just can't. They're just not compatible. And I think that's like a somewhat of a poor design where they're forcing you to essentially play with 6 players. And not to say that that's not a bad thing, but you have to have 6 dedicated players be playing that hardcore. And no offense, when I'm playing 6 player even villainous, I'm having a drink, I'm having a good time, we're cracking horrible jokes. You know, that's what we're doing when we're playing this game. You know, in Root, you have to play 6 players that are like constantly in it at all times, and I'm just not the type of person that wants to play 6 player games like that, personally. But that's the best way that game is
I
played.
I don't know.
I would play it. I would say play 4 player Root. Play with the core 4 factions. Don't play Woodland Alliance again. Play something else. I think you'll enjoy it a lot more. I still think it's a great game. It's actually the game that got me to looking into Villainous, so I have to give it some credit. I think Root is best at 4. I agree. I think Root is a really solid 4 player game. It just sucks that not all the factions are compatible at the same time, which I think is ridiculous. Yeah, it gets better each time. Yeah, I agree. Ditto. Root is definitely a game that is a momentum. It grows more on you as you play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, no. I would
Maybe something will change.
What is it? Talk about villain goals. I love Queen of Hearts goal. Who thinks of that? Oh yeah, Queen of Hearts is a brilliant goal. It is brilliant.
The most unique, I think, from a goal perspective, because relative to every other character, she exists for like 10 minutes of screen time.
Oh yeah.
So you're having to pull a huge idea in this really grand, chaotic, back and forth madhouse out of 10 minutes.
It's great. It's absolutely
I think they did a
fantastic.
really good job with adapting such a short arc into the game in a way that is actually really fun.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I'm not like a huge Alice in Wonderland fan, but just like the actual approach to that deck is incredible.
I was.
No, I have to say, and the thing too is that like replaying Kingdom Hearts a few more times, like in recent years and stuff, I forgot how cool that world is. It's not a bad world.
Oh yeah, it's fun.
I think they have talked about adding more high reach factions to add diversity to Root games. I've heard them talk about that too. where they realize that's a thing. That's why the new Kickstarter expansion with those two factions, the moles and the ravens, or whatever the heck they're crows. I don't remember what they're supposed to be. They're birds. The purple birds. Purple birds. Put that in some SMR right there. Those factions are compatible with most of the roster, even at a 2-player spectrum. So I think that was a good call. Corvid Conspiracy. I thought the Corvid's a really cool design. And the moles, too. If you want to talk about a game that everyone should own, hold on.
Got him off searching again.
I haven't even grabbed all of it yet. So, for those of you who follow me in the Discord and followed my love for games, before Villainous, there's this little game called Star Wars Destiny. What you were looking at and what I just carried in here, I own 2 of every single thing that exists in Star Wars Destiny. 2 of everything. And anyone knows that game, that's expensive. But I will say this. Star Wars Destiny is probably one of the best thematic mechanical games I have ever played. It just sucks that it died too early and the later cards got a little bit too complex. This is a game that if you go to a comic book store or a game store and you find it on sale, I know my local game store actually has a bunch of the original booster box stuff on sale for like 70% off. Grab it, play it. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, mechanically this game is incredibly sound. Play it. I'm just gonna leave it on the floor now and stare at my collection.
Figured out who the super nerd of the server is. Between the Pops and the Destiny.
Yeah, no. Yes. This is what I tell people is that when I love a game so much, I just go all in on the game. Like Star Wars Destiny was that game for me. Like there is something about hold on. I'm looking. Is my Boba Fett die in here? No, it's not in that one. I'm getting the Boba Fett die. I have to prove my point. Where's Boba Fett? Is he in here? No. What about here? There he is. There is nothing better. Let's see if the camera will pick it up. Taking that Boba Fett die. Rolling 2 of them. And getting the result. It is beautiful. There's nothing better. On top of that, adding more stuff like jetpacks and vehicles and all that stuff. Anyway, yes, I am the super nerd. I am not joking. Believe it or not, Ditto, actually, part of my influence for wanting to do the podcast was a lot of Destiny podcasts I listened to.
That's fair.
Yeah. It was, and my, I won't name one of them because there was one that like I realized like this is where I don't want the show to go, where the show ended up going to, or it had to be where it was one person talking on the podcast. Can you imagine recording a podcast where it's just yourself?
Can I? Yes. Would I want to? Probably not.
Yeah, no, same deal. No.
I don't think I'm interesting enough to sustain something like that.
I don't even think I can even stand myself talk for an hour like that. I couldn't do it. I couldn't listen to myself talk that long. God, that'd be rough. That'd be awful. All right, it is 9:30 my time. So we're about an hour and a half into the show. So, where do we stand on tabletop RPGs?
Talking like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. 100% perma DM. I haven't actually played as a player in D&D for like a year or more. just because everyone keeps asking me to run the game instead. Great, fantastic. Cannot recommend D&D enough.
I played my first D&D a few weeks ago.
That's all right.
Very
How'd that go?
Yeah, that's actually a great way we can end the podcast on. It was really intriguing to me. I actually really enjoyed it. Like, we had a good crew of people. DM was good. Shouts to Great Salmon. He was the DM. Fantastic, by the way. And it was really enjoyable. And like, part of me too, I had to learn that like you have to get into the character. Like, you gotta like,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, and like that made it more fun. I, I essentially was the stubborn Wolverine character in my game. And
That's fair.
the best part was, or no, stubborn Wolverine Cloud Strife. That was how we were describing it. And
Oh boy,
I
that's a combination of things.
I was self-proclaimed leader, and we were going through this dungeon, and we were going through this room that was like a church-like room, and someone found this book, and they were like, we should read this, and I'm like, give me the book, and they like gave me the book, and I was a dragonborn, and I lit the book on fire.
Good job.
And then the whole room just exploded of like
No,
dust
yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
about right.
And it was a hilarious moment. It was absolutely great because I was going all in on the we gotta stick with the mission and ignore all this crap. It was really fun. It was
Yeah, for sure.
I would love to do it again. Seriously.
Let's see. I think the last actual character I ran was it was he was a bard whose entire gimmick is that he's like the typical sort of super high energy bard character, but he was like the most isolated, like gilded cage
Oh.
sort of kid you've ever seen.
Oh my god.
So he has like no idea what he's doing ever.
That's hilarious.
It's great.
I believe it or not, enjoyed it so much that ever since I started playing Royale or Persona 5 Royale, I was looking to see if there is a D&D basically universe book for Persona. And guess what? It exists.
Someone's probably written something somewhere.
It is very built. Very, very built. And I am actually going to try to drag some of my old people I used to work with from Seattle into maybe doing a campaign, and I might try to do a podcast on it. No joke. Like an actual, like, the spin-off podcast from Let's Get Wicked, where it's essentially we all jump into the world of Persona, and we all have our own personas, and we're all doing this thing. I think it would be super awesome.
Don't give anyone any ideas.
No. I probably already gave a bunch of people in chat the idea, but I will tell you up front, probably look for it in the coming months. I'm going to be working with my friends. We're going to probably do a spin-off series of just Persona, whatever we're going to call it, or D&D podcast. It's going to be a good time. I'm stoked. I got to look into it more. I feel like the only person on Earth who doesn't like D&D. So here's the thing with D&D, and I still felt this way a little bit when I played, is that I am not really into like the Lord of the Rings, like medieval mystical style of world building, but I like the system. You know what I mean? Like the role playing aspect of the game.
Absolutely. What's really good about the Dungeons and Dragons system, and especially since they open sourced it with this edition, is that you could use the same system for almost any setting.
Right.
And it would work just as well. Like, if you're not a big high fantasy person, take the same thing and adapt it for steampunk. I mean, it works.
Yeah, no. I would love to do a sci-fi one. Like, to me, like, the perfect... Like, take D&D, but just transform it into complete sci-fi. It doesn't need to be Star Wars, but, like, maybe, like, cyberpunk... And I know there's cyberpunk RPG, but, like, like, D&D is the one always talked about. So that would be the one I would want to go to first to get like the overarching experience. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. So I would actually really enjoy it.
Be running a campaign of my own tomorrow night, probably.
Oh, nice. Well, have fun with that. I hope you enjoy it. I I'm gonna be editing the show tomorrow. That is my plan.
Beautiful.
And I reorganized this room because I realized one thing. So I'm in my office chair right now. My TV with all my consoles is right over here, and I absolutely hate playing games in my office chair. I do not like playing PlayStation in my office chair. So I actually bought a small little couch from Target, and it's gonna go at that wall over there, so I can actually play games on an actual couch. Because my other couch I used to sit on is out in the living room. It is the lounge couch.
Yeah, that'll do it, I guess.
Yeah, no, I have to have my PS4 hooked up to an Ethernet cable. It's just a must.
Right.
It is an absolute must. No, it cannot be done. I got a question. What is it? Do you? I mean, what? I mean, you have a PS4, right? For like Kingdom Hearts and shenanigans.
Kingdom Hearts and the like, yeah.
Yeah. Do you play anything else?
Here and there, but most of the other stuff I do is PC or Switch.
Really? Wow.
I am what you would call a casual.
I gotcha. I'm a Sony pony. I'm a Sony pony through and through. If you couldn't tell by that prototype that we played of my game,
It's
I am so
pervasive.
I am so like I tell people all the time that I've been studying PlayStation since I was a kid, to the point where I know way more than I should. Like, it's a second degree that I don't have that I basically
That's
have.
fair. I could probably say the same thing about myself in Kingdom Hearts lore.
Oh yeah,
so
I
appreciate
could see it. No, I Well, I was gonna say I don't want to sound like a complete jerk, but I probably know more about PlayStation than some games journalist out there do.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, it's just because when you
that's a
love
whole
something so much, you just like study it through and through, and you do your
can of
research and
worms.
you do all that stuff. It's just like what we do
Oh,
with this
yeah.
game. It's incredible. It's a love letter. All that stuff. All right. I think we'll start wrapping up the stream. I actually don't know if we'll do live matches tonight because I need to go check on my my little card or my external hard drive over here and make sure that's working because that's where all the match footage goes. But if you folks got any lasting questions, please ask now, because if not, we'll probably just go ahead and finish out the night and call it a night. And I have to go work on trying to get this show downloaded. So, is there anything else you want to talk about, Ditto? Bring me up a topic.
Just 20 episodes of this thing. Like,
Oh, Jesus. I don't know where to start.
I hate to go back and beat that horse again.
No, I was...
Gotta think, that's 5 months we've been pulling this off.
No, like, literally... Yeah. I don't want to get too sappy on the show, but Ditto knows personally that I've been going through a little bit of nonsense in my personal life, and this show literally was... I remember when we did the first live show, and I was just amazed by the people who came, even on this show. I'm just like floored the fact that we got as many people communicating and talking with us in chat and everything, and the fact that all of you people want to come hang out with us and still listen to the show and even interact with us on Discord. It's just, I cannot believe since January we were able to start up a community that is incredibly positive, that wants to learn more about how to play the game and also like other stuff, other tabletop games, just, it has meant so much to me, especially these past few months. Like, I can't thank all of you enough for sticking around with us and all that. Like,
It blows my mind that the amount of outreach we've managed to pull in. Like, I know we were kind of talking about it before with the whole, worldwide thing, but you just never know what will happen.
no.
Even in just a short amount of time, like the number of people you can reach with something like this.
It's been very weird for me too, because it's like I've never really been part of an online community before until this game, and it's like it's taught me a lot about like, wow, you can have friends that you care about over states or countries away that you just talk to on a semi-regular basis through a little Discord channel, and it's a fun time. And it's been weird. It's been super weird, but like at the same time, it's just like, wow, like I just never thought that this would be something I would ever do in my life, and here we are. It's insane. I still can't believe
Pretty
we're here.
humbling, I think, is the word I would use.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing. That's the thing too. And I always have to keep thinking about this. Is like, yeah, I am the one that runs like the YouTube channel. I did get the podcast started, but like, besides all that nonsense, like, you're a big contributor to all this. A lot of you that are in the chat right now are big contributors of this. The people on the Discord, Ravensburger, Prospero Hall, all those people that have been supporting us, they've done wonders of just showing that we care about what we do, and we are just generally like, I generally love this game. Like, it is one of my favorite games ever, period. Like, top 10 games, this probably is right. What is it? Persona is still absolute favorite game, but like Disney Villainous is right underneath it. I put this away from like Killer Instinct, like, because that's like one of my other favorite games of all time. Like, that goes away off the list. Like, I just generally love this, and I'm just glad we were able to spawn a community around the general love of this game, and it deserves it. It does. I really appreciate you all just hanging out with us and joining us on our tangents about Kingdom Hearts and coffee and next week it's going to be soda for about 5 minutes. I keep forgetting This is the 20th episode, but there's actually 21 episodes.
Yeah.
Technically.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the fun part. So we record. What I've been doing, we've been doing recently is we try to record an episode a week beforehand, just because technical issues, or we might get like a particular topic or something like that. And we're no longer doing 3 within a week. That's something we're never doing again, unless we absolutely have to. But we have another episode talking about the tournament, which I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that. That is going to be incredible.
It's going to be a time, no doubt about that.
Time. I can't wait to commentate matches. That is going to be incredible. It's going to be super cool. All right. Anyone else in chat? What is it? What are your guys' favorite episode of the podcast? Oh my god. I'll let you go first.
I think my favorite was actually the Art of Jafar episode, believe it or not.
Yeah, I agree.
Just because I think that's actually a side of the game that's really kind of underrated.
Oh, I agree too.
And I really appreciate being able to get somebody who, worked on the game in such a, I don't want to say in such an intimate way, but yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just really cool to talk to somebody and get the designer's perspective on how we did this. So I think that was probably my favorite to do.
That's my favorite too. I think for me personally, I think it was like, that was a big moment. Like, for me personally too, where like we actually got to interview someone that worked on the game, and never in 100 years I thought we would ever be able to get that. Especially because I know we've been trying to work on getting some of the designers on the show, and that's been a little hard just because of reasons which we won't get into. But that was just really genuinely an awesome conversation that we had. And it was awesome. Like, and the thing too is like, Fabio has told us that once he can say that he's been worked on Marvel. We know who he worked on Marvel. We just can't talk about that yet. He wants to come on the show again and talk about the Marvel art, which I think is dope.
Once it drops, yeah.
Yeah, and on top of him, he's also going to get another person who worked on the original Villainous, who's also doing art for Marvel Villainous, to come and talk about art for that too. So I'm really excited about that once we're able to do that. Speaking of Marvel,
ready.
where the hell are we getting the news from? I'm waiting.
Yeah, I'm expecting next week.
Next week, you
At some
know.
point next week.
So I need to remember. I'm gonna look this up really fast. So my expectation is. So they announced that pre-orders for that Jungle Cruise game a few weeks ago. I need to see maybe possibly the timeline. Hold on. May 14th. Based off what we know, we might not actually see anything till later in June. I think. Because like I look at the Jungle Cruise thing, if they're saying like late July, early August or whatnot, I think it's probably about a month. I would say late June. What is it? Join the Discord for the game and stay for the community. You guys are great. Thanks for everything. Thank you. That means a lot. Seriously. I take very good pride in the fact that we have a very positive community, and the only thing we argue about is trying to figure out how to do a rules clarification. And not to say who's right or wrong. It's more of like, what is this? I take very good pride in that. I'm enjoying these podcasts. Good to be actually be here live. I'm glad. Do you guys enjoy the live content? Because I do want to do more live stuff, and there's been things I've been thinking about doing. The Jungle Cruise game is excellent. Lord, do you own it? Because if you do, I am jealous of you. I actually do want to play that game. I really do. Where do Ravensburger announce things? Twitter? Yes. I get all the news usually from Twitter. I do deep dives on the dark internet sometimes. That's may or may not how I found about the leaks for Perfectly Wretched. Yeah.
Telling people your secrets.
Yeah. Well, hey, I do once or twice a week where I go on Google, and based off things that I know, I go type stuff in the Google search engine, and I'm like, all right, when's it popping? So that's what I do.
Your strategy.
I know it's strategy. It's a strategy game. Also, I love the live content. You inspire me. Well, thank you. We should do more live content together. I would love to actually try that with you sometime. Either Villainous or another game. I would totally love to do that.
We can figure out a way to make it happen.
No. Actually, one thing I've been wanting to try to do is, so to the right of, to my right, I have another desk that is set up. It's the same desk that I use to do the Zoom games with Lord of the Board. And I want to try to start doing Marvel Champions days where I can actually just play solo and just chat with you guys and play Marvel Champions, because Marvel Champions is an incredible game to play solo. So I might start doing that, because I'm getting the Black Widow pack next week of Marvel Champions, and I want to start doing more of that because I find that game incredibly fun. Yeah, Jungle Cruise looks amazing. I'm surprised how good that game looks. I watched the preview video of from Watch It Played. It looks great. It looks like a really good version of Candyland or Life. Both of those games. It looks like a very good version. I'll tell you one thing, everybody. Go play the Minecraft game. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on.
I keep looking for that, and I can't find it anywhere.
This game is incredible. I think you can find it at Target. Or you can order it online at Target. This game, number one, if you like Minecraft, you will like this game. Even if you don't like Minecraft, you will like this game. I'm not like a super hardcore Minecraft fan, but I enjoy it. This game is incredible. I can't wait for the expansion, because they announced an expansion. I just can't wait. I literally can't wait. If you make this game 6 players, I'll lose my mind. I will lose my mind. We have to play that one together. Dude, I am so totally down. I will figure it out. We'll just do it. We'll figure it out. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. I adore this game. This game is a gem. This is not sponsored. I paid for this on my own and stuff. This is...
Let me know, because I want to get in on that too. I just hadn't played it. I just can't find it anywhere. Like our Target never has it.
Really? Go check online.
Yeah.
'Cause I was looking on my daily looks of looking for stuff. I was looking and like all the Ravensburger games popped up, and this was one of them. So I wonder if you can get it online. Maybe Ravensburger are just guys. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna put this away. I will say this. I don't want this to come off bad. I mean this in the best way. And it's a good compliment to Ravensburger. What is it? Ravensburger is essentially the Activision of board games, where they have a release cycle when they decide to release games every year. They have a lot of licensed stuff that they put out, but everything they put out is good. Like, I think, and like with Activision, like you can say whatever you want about Call of Duty. I am not a Call of Duty fan, but those games are polished. They are very good games. You know, obviously you guys know, I'm big Crash and Spyro fans ever since the beginning. Those games were really polished. You know, the Guitar Hero games when they were a thing, those were really polished and stuff. They make really solid games, and they obviously care. I think that's what makes Ravensburger really special too, is because a lot of other board game publishers are not very like clean with the release dates and the timeline schedules for their games. And like Fantasy Flight is like one of the biggest game developers out there, and they suck at release dates. Like they are not very good about messaging, but Ravensburger does a damn good job at it, and I will stand by that. And the thing is, and I won't get too much on the downside, but since they are a corporation, so they have to follow the normal corporation things. They're trying to make money. This is what they do. But and it's not like they're running microtransactions in their games or anything. So, but
So many ideas.
yeah. Are you excited for the new Back to the Future co-op game from Prospero? All right, everyone's gonna hate me for this. I am not a huge fan of Back to the Future. I'm not.
Never really got the draw to it either.
No, I think I've seen them. I think they're good movies. I'm not like super keen on the game. I'll tell you one game though that is a gem from Prospero that no one talks about. Jaws. Jaws is incredible. That game, oh my god. If you want like the asymmetrical style of game in tabletop, Jaws. Oh my god, it's incredible. I own it. Actually, do I have... Hold on. I won this game at a little local game cafe thing. So, yeah, that's also how I got my copy of Horrified. This game is great. I really recommend if you like asymmetrical stuff. Play this game. I can just literally show you my entire board game collection. I literally have most of it in this closet over here. So, and does anyone just want to see all the weird stuff that I have? I have so much weird stuff. Ditto, are you still trying to find Minecraft?
Yeah, I'm just one of these days.
Hold on. I'm
One of
gonna
these
see.
days I'll get
I'm
my
gonna see if I
chance.
can find it on Amazon for you, or Amazon or Target. Amazon. Going to the Amazonians. Minecraft.
I have not been able to find this anywhere, and I'm kind of angry.
It's a great game, dude. I just found it. It's on Amazon.
Dude,
Here,
since
hold on. I'm
when?
literally gonna send this to you right now.
And why can I not find it?
There you go. What's your
Yay, I
favorite
finally-
genre of game? Oh. Favorite genre of game? I would have to say it is a tie between racing games and fighting games. And tabletop, my favorite mechanisms. I like worker placement. I really like deck building. And also like a hidden like secret like thing of mine is I love trains. I love trains so much. I'm not like super like, there's not like a secret stash of like a bunch of like train like like model train stuff in my background, but I just generally just enjoy the concept of trains and railroad tracks. I love train games of like tile placement, like building stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily call it like civilization building, but yeah. If you like deck building, I am so excited for Fort to come out. Yes, Fort looks incredible. I am really excited about Fort. Fort is an incredible looking game. I cannot wait. I'm hoping that has a release date sooner or later. Because also, quick thing with Gen Con being canceled, everything in the board game industry is thrown completely for a loop. Like I don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Not telling. I mean,
it's also weird because Gen Con's in my backyard, literally in my
Right.
backyard. Have you played Slay the
they could
Spire?
just do
Yes, I have.
Slay the Spire. Oh, that's such a fun game.
I own it on Switch. It is an incredible game to play when you're in bed. It's an incredible game.
It's so much
It is a
fun.
really good game. One game I really want to come to Switch that's on Steam right now is a game called Dicey Dungeons.
Icy Dungeons, yes. Is it not on Switch yet?
Nope, it's coming to Switch.
I thought it was on Switch.
There's also, what is it? I actually
one?
bought this game on Steam recently. What is the game called?
There's one that just released like last week or something called Monster Train.
Oh, I've heard of Monster Trade. I haven't played it.
Very, very good looking game. I haven't gotten the chance to play it yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Signs of Sojourner, I think is how you pronounce it. Have you heard of this one? It is a storytelling deck building game.
I don't hate the sound of that.
No, it's really fun. I mean, as a Persona nerd, I like the whole social conversation aspect of games, like the social simulator aspect. That game does a really good job at it with deck building mechanics. It's also why, you know what? The rest of this podcast is essentially going to be random moments of Joker pulling games out of his closet.
We found the tangent for the episode, guys.
And it's not Kingdom Hearts.
But we all know that would have been better.
Well,
Nah, but actually, though.
this game. If anyone has played this game, Fog of Love. Because this is really sad to say. When I had a significant other, this game was actually somewhat fun to play. And if you're playing with a group of people, it's also fun to do like duos. Like duos when you have two people as be one person in a relationship, the other set be the other person in a relationship, and just screw around. It's hilarious. This game is really fun to play. It's great. So yeah, it sounds like a French movie. It basically it kind of is. Ugh. I just pull out random games all night. That's literally what we can do here. I pulled out my Destiny collection. I pulled out Jaws. I pulled out Fog of Love. I pulled out Minecraft. What else do you guys want to pull me out? I could pull out Yomi. I could pull out Quarriors. I could pull out Nickelodeon Splat Attack. How weird do you guys want to get today? God. This is funny.
I like the answer.
No. What is probably the weirdest game you own in your collection? Or like one of the greatest gems you have in your collection?
That's a tough question. Let's see. At one point,
Pull out Monopoly. I will do that. Don't make me. I will do it.
don't give me any ideas, please. I'll be here all night.
I own two of them.
Okay, so I think the most interesting thing that I've got is actually I assume you know what Mahjong is, right?
Yes, I do.
Like the solitaire version of the game?
Yeah.
Well, in reality, Mahjong is actually a lot more like playing Canasta.
Really?
In terms of what the original game is like, and I actually have a Chinese Mahjong set.
That sounds like something you would own.
Had imported.
That sounds like something you would own. It does. It sounds like something you would own.
No, yeah, I do. I actually have two of them.
Nice. That's good.
One's portable too. It's great. That's probably the most interesting thing I've got. I've got this really nice soapstone chess set too, but Chess, I think, is a little more normal.
I think so. Here, I have 3 games. I will show off one of them because this one is a gem. Hold on, chat. Ugh. Actually, I'll show off 2 because the other one's a little harder to get because they're both on top of each other. So first off, oh my god. Oh my god. Lower the board, I just saw your comment. Battle Ball is incredible. I've played that twice in my life. It is amazing. Oh my god.
I want to know what that is.
It's essentially NFL Street, but you murder people in tabletop. Like NFL Street Football. It's
Well,
incredible.
you lost me until the murder came in.
Star Wars
shouldn't
Epic
say that.
Duels is one of the best games in tabletop ever made. I will stand by that. It is not my favorite game of all time, but before Star Wars Destiny, this game was my favorite game of all time in terms of tabletop. Incredible game. No joke. I got this game in 2006. My dad bought it for me for Christmas. It was sealed. He spent a pretty penny on this game because at this point the game was out of print. I absolutely love this game. This game is incredible. I know Restoration Games took the engine of this game and redid it. This goes back to what I've talked about earlier in the show tonight, where we, if the theme doesn't click with me, won't play it. None of the themes in the new, I think it's called Unmatched, just doesn't click with me. Another game, this one's more value than it is like anything I've never actually played this game. I've always wanted to own it though. Blood Bowl Team Manager. This game is worth a lot of money. Because this is one of the best Fantasy Flight games when they used to own, oh god, what was it called? Who's the guys that do Warhammer?
I don't even remember off the top of my head.
No, I was going to say, whatever that company is. So they got the rights to do the Blood Bowl stuff. And they made a game where it's essentially football team manager. And I found this at my local game store, and they were selling it at normal retail price. This game goes for like $90 on eBay. And the expansions are even more expensive than that, and the expansions don't even have all the base content. Yeah, that one's just a treasure. Also, I had this game called Tactics back when I was a kid. I don't know if anyone's ever played that, but it's essentially action figures, but it's a miniatures game. It's really dope. I'm gonna pull out my collection, but it's up in the corner of my closet. Got all these games
Something like that
stacked on top.
before?
What?
I feel like I've heard of something like that before, but I'm not sure.
Don't make me get it out, Ditto. I will get it. I will do it. Don't make me get up off my chair. I'm getting more exercise today. I don't even know how many miles I walked today. No. This is a great conversation. Thank you for sticking around and letting me go off a tangent on board games. It's incredible. I have a bunch of other board games, but they're out in the living room because that's the stuff that gets played, including my now sleeved copy of Villainous. It is now sleeved. It all fits in the box too. It is sleeved. I've done my duties.
Good.
I have done my duties. I finally sleeved my copy of the game because it deserves it. It deserves to be cherished forever with the power of sleeved cards.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, absolutely. All right, friends. Do we have anything else? Because we're actually now officially over the time that I was going to do the show tonight, or even do the live matches. I think we'll skip out on the live matches tonight. But what is it? Yay! Wait, yay! You have joined me in my evil ways. Here's the thing with the sleeves. My thing with the sleeves was I've known I wanted to sleeve the game ever since like it finally just like clicked in my head that like I love this game. I want to keep this game cherished forever. I wanted to make sure I could still store it in the storage unit. And thanks to Stuntman, I don't know if Stuntman's still in the chat, but Stuntman gave me the recommendation for the card sleeves he uses for his game, and it fits in the box perfectly. So I gotta give complete props to Stuntman on that one. And if you want to know the sleeves, just if you're in the Discord, ask Stuntman, or you can ask me. I can go tell you what I bought on Amazon. It's like really cheap penny sleeves, but they get the job done. Literally. Insert the Kronk emote here. Get the job done.
No kidding.
Yeah, no, seriously. All right, I think we'll wrap up the show. Ditto, what are your last thoughts to round us out?
Just thanks for sticking with us this long, guys. I know I feel like a kind of a broken record here, but it's really unbelievable to just go back every now and again and see how much support this stuff gets. Like, it just blows my mind. Who would have thought that it just takes a little licensed Disney game to pull the internet out this much? Like, really.
Yeah.
So thank you guys. Really, it's been fun.
I do want to give a huge shout out to Ditto. Ditto has been with me since the beginning of the show, and if it weren't for Ditto, I probably would not wanted to have done the show for this long as we have. So I really appreciate doing that. So I want to first give a shout out to you. You've been a pleasure, friend. Now, yeah, Ditto's over there blushing, and he's not even saying it. I will end the show on this, everybody. We all have known that the last few months of the world has been weird, and it's also been weird personally in my life. And I will damn well say that if it weren't for you guys, I don't know where I would be right now. This has been incredible. I can't believe we've been doing this for this long. You guys have been incredibly supportive. You know, I appreciate you, all the stuff that you guys watch. People like even Lord of the Board's still in the chat, and he's and still chatting with us. I can't believe you're still with us, friend. I appreciate hanging out. People like that. People like Prospero, you know, hanging out with us on the Discord and Twitter. You know, I've been in contact with some Ravensburger folk, and the fact that they've been nice enough to even talk to me, call me for that matter, which I won't get into right now. This has been a journey I've never thought I'd be on in my entire life, and you all have helped so much more than I can ever say. So, okay, all right, I'm gonna go before I start crying. But thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you for listening to this episode. Until next time, everybody, stay wicked, stay safe, stay healthy. Make sure you're excellent to each other too, in these weird times. So, until next time, it's been my pleasure to serve you. See y'all later.